Hey guys, Tina here. I am super excited to share something with you that has been incredibly beneficial to my day. It has helped with so many things for my mood, my energy, my sleep, my skin, my focus, all the things, and it's super clean, which is very, very important to me. If you want more information, I would love to share it with you. Send me a message on my Instagram. My handle is Tina M. Kafka, or there is a link in my bio. I'm super excited. I want to hear from you. I want to build a relationship and help you to create the best life that you want meant for you. Bye, guys.
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of Fearless Queens podcast, #Fearless Queens with Sara and Tina. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different. Tina is going to take on and share her story in depth with you guys, but stay tuned till the end for a special announcement. Again, I'm Sara, and our mission here is to help create a happier and healthy world one episode at a time. Enjoy Tina's story, guys.
Hello and welcome. Tina here, and I want to preface this with the facts of this is my experience. This is my journey. This is, just one side of the equation. It is something that I am very excited about sharing. I'm slightly nervous about sharing. I will never use any names of the people involved in this situation, though a few people I'm sure that may listen to this know who I'm speaking of. However, the purpose of this is for me to heal, for me to share my side of the story, and also maybe to shed some light on a situation that you may be experiencing or have experienced, and just to help you see that maybe there's something inside my story that gives you the courage to speak your story and bring light to a very dark situation. So, way to preface the podcast. Definitely hope you will continue to listen based upon that. This is my experience of the loss of my brother, Kurt. And June 26th, 2019, I had a really great conversation with my brother. He had texted me and we were kind of bantering back and forth of, just life and the meaning and what we're doing and things that, maybe was stressing him out or whatever. And I had shared with him a very important line that rings so true to my life every single day. And I'm so happy this was our last conversation. I said to him, he was worried about something that he had done, and he was feeling a lot of guilt from it. And one of the last things I sent to him was a picture out of a Mother Teresa book, and it said, "Time is our most precious commodity. Use it wisely." And I think about that just about every day of my life. And interestingly enough, the company I work for says that at just about every event I'm at. So it's pretty cool how I feel that he gives me a little God wink every time I'm at one of my work events, just telling me I'm in the right place. And then, of course, we said we love each other, and it was beautiful. It was almost as if, the foretelling of the future was coming. And if I can tell you one thing in that is to really remember that you never know truly when the last moment with any person is going to be. So try your best to bring light and love, even in the moments of pain. And just when you look at somebody, know that it may be the last time you ever get to truly look into their eyes. So that was the last conversation we had. And then the morning of June 28th, 2019, my mom had called, and I didn't have my phone ringer on. And so my husband at the time came into the bedroom. We slept in separate bedrooms, which is, I'll be breaking more about that up a little bit as the podcast go on. But he came into the bedroom and he handed me the phone, and I kind of looked at him and I had this weird little vibe. And my mom had told me that she received a phone call from the morgue that my brother Kurt is not alive anymore. And I thought it was a joke. Who would joke about something like that? But in my head, I wanted to say, "Are you joking?" She was not joking. And from that point on, I think I went into a daze, which if you've lost somebody, you can imagine what that would feel like. And I went into help mode. I went into who can I take care of? Who can I call? How can I take care of my mom to take the load off of her? And, I made a phone call to my other brother, which was probably it was one of the worst phone calls I ever had to make to another human being. And I've never told this story out loud. I've said it in my head a million times, so I may get a little choked up. And I called my brother and I had to tell him that our other brother was no longer alive. And it was a horrible phone call I had to make. And part of me wishes I wasn't the one who made the phone call, but if it took a load off of my mother, then I'm grateful that I was the one to do that. And I did. So there's no looking back. From then on, like I said, I was just in a daze for the next, week or two. And there are some, I guess you could say, facts about the story that just seem weird to me. And I do want to share it, though I can't change what happened, though I can't change the past. Maybe, just maybe, it'll bring about a light to this very dark, dark situation. So some facts about the situation are he was in a four-wheeling accident, which is just weird because we have been riding four-wheelers since we were 6 years old, 7 years old. We're very comfortable on them. I wouldn't say we were the safest. I'm just going to be bluntly honest, meaning we didn't always wear helmets. We didn't always make, the best choices. We did have fun. We were kids, but we were very comfortable on them. We knew what we were doing on them. So it was a four-wheeling accident, which is just, to me, boggles my mind that something that he had done his entire life. There was two people on the four-wheeler. It was a Can-Am, and they go pretty fast. We don't know who the driver is. The other person that was on the four-wheeler went into a coma and claims they don't know who the driver is, which, again, that doesn't necessarily matter who the driver was because it's not going to bring my brother back. However, shedding light on a dark situation, be aware of what you're doing and who you trust in your life. I guess in a long, short of the long of that. We don't know who the driver was. We do know that there was a tornado the night before, literal tornado that broke apart the yard or the woods. And so there was a tree in the way where there wasn't a tree when they had gone through with the four-wheeler before. And the water and the puddles splashed up. And apparently what I would assume is somebody didn't see the tree because it was darker out. It was, dusk was coming. So it was light, but not as bright as it would have been during the day. They were tired after a long day of work, I have to assume. And what also happened, which I find slightly interesting, is my brother's phone was lost and it was never found. That to me is insanity. He had a necklace that he wore all the time that also was lost, which obviously that easily could happen. But to me, that is just another weird situation, like a weird thing. Another thing that happened that I thought was very, very strange was that evening, we did not receive a call from the person who had been friends with my brother for 20 years. We did not receive a call from anybody in their family, the mother, nobody. That all was at the scene of the crime, if you will. Nobody called my mom, which I don't believe that would have made the situation any easier because he's gone regardless. However, I do believe that it was a very cowardly thing to do. And though I'm sure this person has to live with that the rest of their life, the way that they have treated our family since then has just been odd. Again, this is me healing. This is my side of the story. This is not what anybody in my family has said. This is how I feel. So I just want to be clear about that. I also know that the night of the accident, They brought in whoever, I don't know who, to be honest. They brought in crews to clean up the entire accident. They took care of the tree, they cut it down or like cut it up so it wasn't in the path. They cleared the path. I don't know why they did it. I don't necessarily care why they did it per se. Like, I don't need an explanation because I don't know that I would necessarily believe it anyway. However, it's weird that they didn't allow the investigation to happen as to, what the exact scenario was. Now, I'm sharing this because part of me wants to get this out, and part of me wants to heal, and part of me wants to just share this is really what I want to do. And so that's the purpose of this. So anyways, so that was what happened the day of. And we don't know all the details. We don't know anything else. I do know that based upon records of the court, these two individuals did not live a good life. They were not good, stable people. And it's unfortunate that my brother was caught up in their life. I hope my mom doesn't mind sharing this, but I do know that my brother had told my mom maybe a week or two prior that these are not good people and he needs to find a new job. Now, again, all of this doesn't change the past. But why I do want to share this with you is because if you are in a situation where you know it's not where you're supposed to be, you know it's not where you're meant to be, have the courage to walk away from something that is not serving your life, that is not serving your greater good, that is not serving your purpose. Now, I will tell you, since my brother passed, I had a moment. Obviously, this was pre-sober Tina, pre-single Tina, but I had a moment where I was depressed. I was so angry. I was hurting, rightfully so. I was grieving. And I had a choice to succumb to that pain, succumb to that suffering, succumb to that anger. But thank God that I was in such an amazing community of people in Pruvit, and a couple of the people in the community had connected with me and brought me to an event. And this event changed my life. And this is why I want to talk to you about this, about my experience, because all the facts of whatever happened, whatever's true, whatever's not true, I don't know. But what happened at this event changed my life for the better. And that's the part I want you to hear in all this. The other part was me just healing and getting out my anger, my frustration, or that last little bit of what our family went through while they go on living their life. Maybe changed, maybe not. But I've watched things that they've done. I've since blocked all of them, but I've watched things that they've done, and I've watched the way they chose to live their life, and it just breaks my heart. Because my brother had such joy and love, and anyone who knew him, anyone that crossed paths with him, just could feel his love and his joy. So anyways, back to this event with Pruvit. It was called Hacking Better, oddly enough. And there was a gentleman there. His name was David Goggins. And I heard his story, and I heard what he went through, and I heard what he experienced. And it made me realize, wow, we all go through life. We all go through challenges. We all go through experiences. And yet we have an opportunity to sit in it, to suffer, to drink it away, to smoke it away, to sex it away, to porn it away, to whatever, or we can choose to face it. And that's what this guy did. David Goggins wrote a really great book called Can't Hurt Me Now. And when you think you have pushed your limits, when you think you have done the most, you think you have really, truly suffered, you are not even close to your fullest potential of growth and healing. And he talked to us about what he experienced, and he shared this thing with me that with the whole crowd, with the whole group of the Pruvit community, and this is what really touched me. He said, I don't want to get to the end of the road. I don't want to walk up to the gates. Whatever you believe, honestly, it is not my mission to make you believe anything, but you cannot tell me that at the end of the road, you're just going to disappear into ash and never be seen again. I just don't believe that. So just hear me out on this. You walk up to the gates, you meet your maker, and you receive a box, a beautifully wrapped box in your favorite color with a bow on the top. And he gifts it to you. And you open this box. And in this box is everything, all your potential, all your goals, all your wishes, all your dreams that God had for you. And he shows you which ones you lived out, which ones you honored, which ones you were courageous enough. And then he shows you the ones that you weren't. The times you slept, the times, and I'm not talking about at night. I'm talking about when you were sleepwalking, when you felt a deeper calling and you didn't go after it. You didn't believe you were worthy. They just sat there. And I know you felt this at times. I know you felt moments when you just sat there and didn't do what you felt was your calling. And he chooses, David Goggins, every single day, every single moment to live his fullest potential, to go at his maximum. Not because he has anything to prove. And I'm not here to prove anything to anybody. What I'm here to do is to share this story with you and in the hopes that you choose a different life for yourself because it's what you're meant for. It is why you are here on this earth. And I heard this and I'm like, man, I am not the one that died. I am not the one whose life was over. So why was I living as if it was? How am I honoring my brother or my God by living a life of sleepwalking, of living a life where I wake up, I live mediocre, I drink my night away, I fight my marriage, meaning like all we did was fight. Like this is not the way we're meant to live. Now, this is not to say you should leave your marriage or you should do this or do that. You know what you're supposed to do. You know in your heart, in the deepest part of your core, what the right thing is to do. And I pray that you have at least 5 strong people in your life that are leading you or have the ability to lead you on a path of joy, of growth, of love, of peace. And if you don't, I'm telling you, pray hard. Pray the hardest you've ever prayed in your life. And that's what I did when I left that event. I said, I am meant for more, and I'm going to honor my brother, and I'm going to honor my life, and I'm going to honor my God, and I am going to do the best I can every single day of my life. Because I'm still here. And if you're still here, it means you still have purpose. Even if you feel like you don't have purpose, I promise you, you do. Because where I am today, December of 2022, compared to June of 2019, those 3+ years, I have accomplished more life than I have the previous 10 combined. And so on this grieving journey, on this journey of loss, am I disappointed in the way that my brother's so-called friends and their family chose to live their life? Oh, you better believe it. You better believe it. But I forgive them, for they know not what they do. Because anybody with a heart and a woke mind would know the right thing to do. And the crazy part about that is we don't judge them. I don't personally, I can't say we, I don't even think bad of them. I think, man, what a shitty way to live your life. What a crappy way to live your life. Hurting people, drinking way too much, making bad choices continually. That's what breaks my heart. And so I know that my purpose is to live a better life for my brother. Be stronger and pray for those people that are hurting. Pray for the people that are going to cross paths with this family, because I have had people reach out to me who have experienced situations from this family that have caused them pain, that have caused them hurt, that have caused them to sink into a depression. And again, just to be clear, this is my version of the story. This is my experience. And the fact that me sharing my truth, I know in little bits and pieces, I've shared this, not as fully as I am in this podcast. In me sharing this truth, in me praying for these sick, hurting, angry people, I have had other people reach out to me. I have had other people who have had scenarios with this person. And even if it's not this family, I know you've been hurt by people. I know you've been let down. I know you've gone through grief. Maybe it's not the loss of your brother. Maybe it's the loss of a friendship. Maybe it's the loss of a job. Maybe it's somebody who turned their back on you that you never thought would. That's what I'm talking about here. I'm just utilizing my story, my journey, as a way to bring light to your dark situation. Because I can't think of a more dark situation than having my amazing brother with anybody. I do not think he had one person in his life that didn't like him. He was that joyful. He had that much just peace in his eyes. And for him to be the one to go just breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. And though I'm a better person, I know that I am sharing his life and his joy in the hopes that other people can learn to call on a greater power that's greater than us and break through the barriers of pain and break through the barriers of hurt that you may be feeling, and let it go. Let them go. Let them walk out of your life. Let them no longer have space in your brain, in your body, in your heart. They don't deserve it. And you, my friend, deserve joy and peace. And the forgiveness that you give those people, I promise you, it is not for them. The forgiveness that you give those people is for your heart and for the people that you're going to meet, for the people that you're going to help, for the paths that you're going to cross and the joy that you're going to bring into this world, because I'm telling you, the world needs joy and love and healing. And that is what you're here for. That is what we are all here for. And if you are hearing this and it resonates with you, then go make that phone call. Get on your knees and pray thanksgiving that you heard this podcast and that you feel your deeper calling. Reach out to us on social media and share this podcast. Reach out to me and just let me know that this touched you. Let me know that even though I know in my heart that my brother's life, it may have been a physical loss, but the emotional gain of life that I have received in choosing to live a better life is so powerful that nobody can take away from me. And a big part of what I do, yes, it started with a simple, delicious, amazing drink, but the friendships built, the community built, the healing that has happened is something that I cannot even begin to describe to you. You just have to feel it for yourself. So know that whatever you're going through, you are not alone. You're not meant to go through things alone. We are not meant to go through things alone. When I was sitting in my room, when I was laying in my bed, crying and drinking my life away alone, that's not what we're meant to do. Though it may seem easy at the time, it may seem like the only possible thing that makes sense when you're going through grief, when you're going through pain, I promise you, you're meant for more. And so have the courage to connect with either me, connect with Sara, connect with our podcast, connect with your local pastor, connect with, your local recovery center, connect with something or somebody that brings you joy, that is living the life you desire, and just keep an eye on them for a couple weeks. Just watch what they're doing. Bring joy into your life. Bring happiness into your life, because we have the option to run towards joy, run towards God, run towards love, or we have the option to run away from it and hide and suffer. And I promise you, speaking as somebody who was on both sides, I went to the dark side. Oh, did I go to the dark side? And it seemed like it was just simpler. But then you open yourself up, and I chose the other side. I chose to go to the bright side. Well, yes, I chose, but I definitely had guidance and love and support in my heart. I had something wrapped around me that I just can't explain. It didn't touch me, but it covered me, if that makes any sense. And when you go to that bright side, when you go to love, and you just start one little step. I started going live, and I started sharing little bits of my story. I started being courageous. And what happens when you do that, the people that want to be surrounded by you, the people that just come and lift you up and carry you and give you words of affirmation and just fill your life with joy, is a power beyond any measure I can even describe. And yes, I left a marriage that I was not feeling joy in. Yes, I walked away from alcohol, and it was scary and lonely at times. Yes, I also lost a lot of friends after I lost my brother, became sober. But what has been gained since then, the love of Jesus Christ that I have been filled with, the friendships that I've been gifted with, real, true friendships that I've been gifted with, is amazing. It's something again, I know I've said this a couple times, it's something I can't put into words, that you can't even possibly understand until you experience it for yourself. But it's there. It is there, and it is available for you if only you have the courage to get over that hump of pain and get over that hump of suffering. I know what it's like, you guys. I know what it is like. You are not alone. So I'm going to beg and plead for you to just try praying, even if you don't know who you're praying to. I'm going to ask you to open up your heart to a different experience than what you're experiencing now. And this season, I think now more than ever, with the long, dark days, maybe this is your first year single. Maybe you've gone through a breakup. Maybe you've lost somebody. I know we've all lost somebody in the past 3 years. And if that's the case, help me help you see that you're not alone. And through my experience, I hope you can learn to heal. Through what I've gone through, I hope that you can see the past 3 years of my life as where you can start to improve and grow and learn and love. My journey didn't happen overnight, you guys. My journey didn't happen because I decided to walk with Jesus. Like, that was just the beginning. My journey happened so long ago, and I am now choosing to utilize my brother's death as an opportunity to help others heal, love, and grow. If you've made it to the end of this, oh, do I appreciate you so much, because this has been such a healing moment for me to really truly release any extra pain or anger that I have at that family for the way that they chose to handle this situation. And I promise you, when I think about even just something small that I have chosen to do, and if it's not in alignment with good, true character, I will take that opportunity to drop my ego and make the right choice, because it's the right thing to do and it feels good. And when you do that, the gifts that are rewarded back to you is peace, no anxiety. You fear less. Yes, you fear less. And fear is okay. Fear isn't a bad thing. It shows you where you can grow and learn. But if we can help you fear less, that is my mission. That is our purpose. That is what we're here for. So I just want to thank you for taking this opportunity to hear my journey through grief and how I've chosen not to let it take me under, though I wanted to. I've chosen to help you on your journey, and it feels incredible. And I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that my brother is smiling down right now. He's smiling down from heaven, knowing that I'm helping his daughter. I'm helping the people that he has surrounded see that his light doesn't have to stop because he's not here anymore. In fact, the cool part about this is it can actually shine brighter. And that's what I'm here for. So you guys, if you've lost somebody, even if it isn't a physical body you've lost, if you've lost somebody, utilize it for good. Utilize it to help others. Utilize it to heal. I love you guys. I appreciate you. And I'm so happy that you have had the courage to take the next step that I know you're going to take.
Thank you so much for listening and sharing and subscribing to our channel. We are so excited to announce the launch of Fearless Queens podcast apparel. This apparel is going to be made by students of Wolcott, Indiana High School who are receiving college credit for their entrepreneurship program. 10% of the proceeds will go to the Wolcott entrepreneurship program to help the expansion. Another 10% will go to the Indiana Dunes Great Banquet. It's a nonprofit organization located in Valparaiso, Indiana, who spread the agape love of God throughout the region. This holds a special place in mine and Tina's heart because without meeting at this retreat, there would be no Fearless Queens podcast. And the remainder of the proceeds will go to help continue the show's funding. Pre-order your apparel through their Instagram handle at Fearless Queens Pod. Thank you so much again for listening, and pre-order yours today.